Hello. Hello, baby.
Are you okay, man?
That's Van Halen, man.
Are you okay, man?
I don't know. It's just kind of what's popping in my head right now. It's popping. Popping and locking.
All right.
Good afternoon from Denver. Buckeye in the house. Michigan. Washington. Hi, guys. Hi, Dave. How are you?
What's up, Dave?
What's up, Paulo? San Francisco. Evening, guys. Hello. Don't make me do it again. Oklahoma City in the house.
Yeah, what's up, fellas?
Can I get a roll tide? Roll tide. We have a red tide.
We do?
That was so bad. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, do you want your ginger ale?
No, not yet.
You gotta save it for later.
I'm gonna save it for like half hour.
Oh, at the half-hour mark.
Half-hour mark.
All
Ginger
right.
ale.
Ginger ale, baby. Ginger ale bold all the way. That's not what you got though. Here it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Yeah.
Massachusetts, what's going on? Missouri, Apollo Beach, Utah. Hey guys. So apparently we have some kind of like tropical storm, depression, some kind of thing like that that's headed our way. It's been raining for like 3 or 4 days now. It's kind of sucky for sure.
Yeah.
You know, but what do you think about Kicker's CXA 1200.1? It's a hell of a deal. It's a bargain, and I can tell you right now, it puts out all that power. There's no question about it. Go for it. You won't be disappointed. Ginger ale, calm down. I know, right? That's like when Haley and I flew out to audio control.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we were on the plane, I think, was the plane what turned you on to ginger ale?
No.
No?
I've been drinking ginger ale a lot, yeah.
Okay, because I mean, I know you were just like, oh, we can get this on the plane?
Yeah, I didn't know that they have ginger ale on the plane.
So we got it on the plane, and then for Haley, the guy was like, "Can I make you something special?" And she's like, "No, it wasn't Crown. It was raspberry or cranberry and
with ginger ale.
With ginger ale.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh my god.
It was driving me crazy. Cranberry with ginger ale.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, your home garage compared to your shop garage on organization." About equal. I know where everything's at in my garage. Actually, it's funny. I just put all those new shelves and cabinets in my garage at home because
just like this one.
It was but mine are wood at home. But no, everything has a place. Put it this way: we're the only house on my street that has a 2-car garage that has 2 cars parked inside of it.
That's weird.
Oh yeah.
Who parked the car in the inside?
I park my cars in my garage.
That's pretty cool.
Let's go get Acura has the ES 3D system. Tear it all out.
Oh wow! Do you ever use the Honda Premium Audio balanced outputs as a regular preamp?
All the time. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, why not?
Let's go. We have a video.
Yeah, I think we do have a video. Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah.
Oregon, hanging out. What's going on? You guys are awesome. I built and installed. Okay. Cool. Almost completely from your vids. That's not hard to do. I mean,
nice.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Ran new speaker wires from aftermarket amp, putting in a Pioneer hedge unit. Do I still bypass my factory amp, Lexus GS, or
do I just get a standard harness?
I think what you're asking, I'm going to try to answer. If I have a new radio and a Lexus 2002 that has that aftermarket or has that factory crazy amplifier in it, if I'm not going to use that amplifier for anything, which I wouldn't on an O2, and I've already ran existing wiring to it, obviously I would just leave that amplifier out of the equation, maybe unplug it just to get it out of the car. Now behind the radio, there's obviously the power plug for the radio, which has constant 12 volts accessory ground, maybe an amplified antenna and illumination. I would use an aftermarket harness to plug in to get those, but nothing else. And I would make sure, since it's an O2, that those are accurate colors, because on some of the Lexuses, even though it plugs in, the colors are wrong. So, but if they do, like if they list a harness for the car, I would grab that harness, plug it in, check everything, and then wire up all the power and stuff to that. I would just run my own speaker wires.
Hello from Vegas. Hey, Dean and Fernando. Since Pack or Metra don't make an interface to replace my factory radio for my 2019 Chevrolet Trax, it is any other company that you recommend?
No. There aren't.
I mean, they don't have nothing right now.
The thing is there's no one else. I mean,
no, that will be Metra, Pack, Idata. That's these companies that they are like.
You know, so let's look at this real quick. Let's pull this up for just a second. Yeah. When it comes to interfacing of any kind, these are it. So Pack Audio, which you guys all know. So these are the companies that make everything car audio related. So when these guys don't have it, we're kind of out of luck. I mean, that's why audio control exists, because they make high-level to low-level adapters that are of high quality. In some situations, that's it, man. That's all you got. Now, that's not to say in the future we won't have something.
Right. At this moment.
At this moment, no. You know, the AVB system in the current GMs, there are manufacturers that are working on adapters for those. You know, Metra just released did they really? But that's for the non-Bose stuff, which still sucks, and it's the old harness. But we know there's more stuff coming, but you're still years away, and that kind of sucks. I know, but
any deals for car audio during 4th of July? We never have deals, man.
Dude, I don't know anybody that's giving you deals right now, because there's no product to give you deals on, man. I mean, right now it's just like take what you can get and be happy. Yeah. I mean, most places are overcharging you at this point because there's nothing. When are we going to get more DSR1 talk? We kind of been not talking about DSR1 lately, mainly because, like most products, they're impossible to find.
Right.
You know, we had a stockpile of them for our customers, but like we're not even selling them over the counter right now because there are none to be had. There are none shipping. There's probably 3,000 or 4,000 of them on back order. Yep. So, you know, it's a product we do talk a lot about, but for one, Rockford hasn't done any big updates to it recently, and two, they're just hard to find. So,
how do you like to install car audio?
Dean, can you put these links on DNF Tool Drawer? What links?
The links of the packaudio.com.
Yeah. No, I do have some editing to do on that website.
That would be smart, man.
Yeah, okay. Good call. Keep talking.
David,
you talk for a minute.
You are the best, man. All right. Love the Avalon series with the Kenwood head unit. Audio control 5-channel amplifier and the Morel speakers, super clean. That was a good one. I really liked that one too. Yeah, that was a good.
Perfect. So let's talk house for a few minutes. Something we just found out about, if you didn't catch, like right before we started, we were on Instagram. Something just occurred to us that we hadn't thought of. One, obviously Monday, the 5th of July, because that's turned into the prompt to 4th of July, there won't be a Monday show. And believe it or not, there won't be a Monday show for a couple weeks. And then, this is the last Saturday show for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Next week is the last week before vacation, and I'm actually leaving Saturday morning. And you know,
Saturday morning or Friday night?
I don't know. I just know I'll be gone. So we're going to be closed for vacation. Now, what we're trying to do is this weekend, because we have Monday off, I'm going to be putting together a whole bunch of videos, compilation videos. So I'm going to go back through the library of install diaries and try to find all the 1 through 10 and then put them into things. So like all the new videos that have been released come, you know, we do the 1 through parts as we edit them daily, and then we do the big one at the end. And there's tons of them that never got that treatment. So not next week, but the week after, we're hoping to have, I'm going to go through and find all the old school stuff and put them into their dedicated, you know, longer video so that you guys will at least have something to watch there. And then also on DNF Car Stereo Clips, the other YouTube channel, all the fundamentals that we've been doing in the live show, they're broken apart and will be available for you to watch as well. So then there's like 20 or 22 of those. So we're trying to get you stuff to get you through the vacation,
Right.
But unfortunately, there won't be any live shows.
Dinner vacation does not compute.
And it's going to be a working vacation.
It's
Don't
gonna
kid
be a
yourself.
working vacation,
You know, we're going to be in a beautiful spot, but it'll still be a.
What's up, Steven?
You know, because now I'm going to be with Haley, so every day we're going to be filming boring life content. So it's like, because she's got
it's
like.
always, you know,
there's-
you're
there's
still on
always-
vacation, but you're still
There's always
filming.
this. Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Dean,
what's up
did you
from New
gain?
York? Go ahead.
Did you gain weight on Sundays? Eating nachos and pizza during the boring life? That causes you run.
No. No. I mean, it's just. Yeah.
Didn't take a vacation. The stars align.
So the funny thing is, if you think about it, really the only day that I eat anything is on Sunday.
It's on Sunday. Yes.
So I mean, that's kind of that's like during the week, I really don't eat much of anything. So that's why on the weekends it's like pizza and stuff like that.
Right.
So I sacrifice myself for content. But Russians love car audio too. Of course they
Hey
do.
man,
Dude,
I love
dude,
the things that you like. If you're in Russia,
if I
and
knew,
you do, oh my god!
like if we ever got to do a world tour,
I would
and
definitely
like
want to go
politics
there.
were never a thing,
Yeah.
I'd want to go to Iran. I'd want to go to Russia.
Yeah.
There's like a couple guys I think, you know, obviously Israel.
Yes.
But dude,
No, but you guys
dude, the
do
universal
insane
language of
work
love
too.
is car stereo, man.
It's
Oh my
awesome.
gosh.
It's
And
awesome.
if I left you out, I apologize. I don't have my atlas in front of me. But thanks to Instagram, I follow all these people.
Are you finally getting to Hawaii? Nope,
No.
he's not getting to Hawaii.
Hawaii will be a 2022 vacation.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks, but we opted out of Hawaii because it's not 100% yet, and I don't, you know, if I'm going to go halfway around the world,
It has to be something that you can enjoy.
It won't be our first trip, but I don't want to sacrifice for the amount of money it costs to go to Hawaii, people. You don't screw around.
Yeah. I have a Subaru BRZ.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the door mid bays that are gray fit as a three-way. Not too much money.
Wow. Let's just make it hard. I mean, it's got a big... Man. That's going to be... I mean, not too much money. I mean, really? I get it. It's the car, but you're still going to spend a decent amount of money on it. Okay, so...
James, New Zealand. Yes.
Oh.
New Zealand is really
Oh,
nice,
yeah.
man.
No, Australia, New Zealand, for sure.
Yeah,
All right, we're getting off topic.
All right, let's go.
So that's an 8-inch in the door, or a big 7-inch.
It's more, yes.
Just trying to think what would be, you know. Oh,
the Focal.
no, I got it. Here's what. All right, if I'm trying to do it on a baller on a budget,
Okay.
here's what we do. We get a set of the XR 7-inch components from Kenwood. So the
Okay.
7-inch components,
Uh-huh.
and we buy the C2 Kenwood Exelon 2-inch mid-range,
Uh-huh.
and that'll give you a 3-way set.
Okay.
Because that'll come with a capacitor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be your cheapest 3-way set with a big ass mid bass.
Yeah.
Other than that, you know, if you're fine with a 6.5, just check out the Morels.
Yeah.
You know, or the XS from Focal. But I mean, if we're trying to get like a big mid bass to go on the bottom where that factory mid bass
I mean,
is,
how much is the maximum?
I don't,
the 3-way?
I don't know. I'm not a price guy. I'm just trying to think of a.
Check the Maximo.
You know,
Maximo from Morel.
I think the cheapest 3-way set, or I'm sorry, when I say cheap, let's just assume I mean affordable because it's just a play on words. Let's be honest. I think the Sony 3-way set is the most reasonable out of the bunch, and it's bi-ampable, which is cool. Like you can bi-amp the mid-range and tweeter on one channel and mid-bass on the other. So,
Rainy Orlando.
All right, that's all I got.
All right, saludos de
Dude,
Puebla.
it's rainy here.
It's rainy here. Yeah.
And we're just, you know, think about it. Last Saturday, we would have been running around like idiots right at this time.
Yep.
In Orlando.
Yep.
Yep, waiting to go to dinner.
Running around.
Where did we go Saturday? Oh, we went to Del Frisco's.
We went to Del Frisco's in
We went to
Orlando.
Del Frisco's. Oh, they
Very
had
nice.
Dude, let me tell you what. They had if you guys, anybody a bread pudding fan? I am, like big time. They had a banana bread pudding.
Mm-hmm.
That was...
I was impressed that these guys make him like a shake.
Oh, Chris? Is that what who got the shake?
I don't remember what his name is.
Okay.
One of the guys from Fast Solutions.
Go Fast.
Go Fast Solutions.
Oh, he got a shake?
He won like a shake. He's like, oh, I want a shake. So
Listen,
he's
for
like,
what?
let me go.
Del Tacos is better. No, it ain't.
Which one?
Del Fresco's was way better than Del Tacos.
No,
Don't get me
Del
wrong,
Fresco's
I like tacos.
I love
This
tacos.
ain't that restaurant. And I went for the chicken because I wanted to get the lamb,
Mm-hmm.
but then I looked at the price of the lamb and I looked at the price of the chicken, and even though I wasn't paying for it, it
Right.
just felt wrong. Because I was like, dude, where did they get this lamb from? Did they go up in the mountains and kill these things themselves? Holy crap!
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the bread pudding was phenomenal. Can key 204 be used to expand power from a DSP unit, or it can't be? Okay, so let's talk about what you can do with a key 204, and then maybe you can get what we're saying, because I don't know if I understand the question totally. First off, you have a key 200.4 in a car.
Mm-hmm.
It's 50 by 4, 70 by 4, some silliness like that. If you put it in and you want it louder, you can use it as a DSP preamp and feed that into a bigger amplifier so that if you want to go bigger, you can.
Right.
You can also turn off all the key features. So if you just want to use it as a 200 by 4 standard amplifier, no key, yes, you can use it like that too. So if you have an existing DSP and you just need a 4-channel amp, it will do that. You just leave the dip switches off and tell it whether you want it for 2-channel or 4-channel input.
Yeah.
So yes, you don't actually have to do the setup side of it. You can just use that as a generic amplifier, if that answers your question. Good evening, Mr. Dean and Mr. Fernando. What's up? Happy viewing from Algeria.
Well,
Wow.
thank you so much for watching, Jackson.
A world
Thank
tour,
you,
man. I'm
thank
just
you,
telling you,
man.
that would be so fun.
Joven, no, we didn't have a chance.
To what?
But you have a drink with Ricardo.
Did I have a drink with Ricardo?
That we have a drink with Ricardo.
I mean, technically, yes, because he and I were, I don't know where
we're
you
talking.
were.
No, yeah.
No, we were at the bar together. Thursday night when we got there.
No, yeah.
Yes.
No, you know what? Yes. That
Yes.
was on Saturday when you went live. We were like,
Yeah, well,
having
you
fun
guys
there.
were doing all kinds of things,
Yeah.
but Thursday
Yeah,
night at
yeah.
the bar,
Yeah.
Ricardo was sitting right here, and he and I were and he was doing this, and I think I had a bottle of water. I mean, that counts, because that's all I drank while I was there.
That's what you drink, yeah.
No, dude.
An iced tea.
I mean, let's be honest. I'm pretty sure we had, there was moments where Ricardo couldn't see, because, he was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
But he's a great guy. He's a great guy. You guys, yeah.
Yeah. Any advice to mount my key amp in a 2019 Honda Fit?
Probably the glove box area.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the amp's only this big. You can fit it almost anywhere. I mean, obviously it'll fit underneath the seat. But sometimes, on the passenger kick area, glove box, like I've tucked them up in there, make a bracket, mount it up in there. I think the biggest problem I have with mounting them is my OCD, as you guys like to call it, but I'm just going to call it my pickiness, that there has to be a bracket that it mounts to, because even though it comes with 2 big-ass zip ties, which I get it, you could mount it that way, I never would, and I think that's, making the bracket is the thing that really slows down my production on that one.
Definitely. What's up, Victor?
Perfect. Wasn't sure if the key would mess with the DSP. Nope, it's just a standard 4-channel amplifier.
Make sure your dip switches are...
So in case you guys didn't understand, like why the kicker key even exists in the first place, Alpine makes the 455U and the 455A, which are plug-and-play amplifiers, which I think they're in that cabinet right there.
They're there, yeah.
Anyways, it's the cool little brick amps that they make, and they're 4x50, and they're nothing special, but they sell a ton of them. It's like one of the best-selling products Alpine has ever made. So when Kicker came, said, hey, we're going to build something that the masses will love, but we want to do better than them, that's where the key came from. Like, they were like, you know what? It's kind of taken a life of its own now, because it's like this very affordable 4-channel DSP amplifier that you don't have to know anything about, and you can immediately put it in and make your car sound like, oh my God, really? Mm-hmm. But it was, initial design was to go up against the 455U.
Yeah.
I think it's just destroyed it since it's come out, but that was the idea.
Hey guys, is there any good shop that you recommend in Central Texas? So I heard you talk about Brian. Brian?
Brian? I don't know.
In Texas. Okay, so I know people in Texas. There's
Yeah, Arturo.
Oscar?
He's in San Antonio. Where's Oscar? I don't know.
It's in Dallas because he's like
in
50.
Dallas.
He's probably like
That's
15,
Dallas.
20 minutes from
Johnny Boland. I don't know where Johnny's at.
Who else is
Mel.
in Texas?
Mel's on Instagram. You could probably contact Mel on Instagram.
Mhm.
What's Mel? Hold on. I got a guy.
You have a guy?
I have a guy.
You know a guy?
I know a guy. Hold on.
Really?
Give me 1 second.
Do you recommend mounting an amplifier to the subwoofer box? I mean,
I'm gonna go with no.
No.
No. It was funny. There was a question I had today that somebody asked me, and it was
Yeah.
like they were asking about something. I was like, that's because you mounted your amp to the south box. All right, check it out. Go over to Instagram and type this in at the top for the search. You're gonna type in RXZILLA. RXZILLA. His name is Mel. So you're going to see this cool picture. You can't
No,
see
you
it.
can see
Anyways, you're going to see a cool picture of a guy like this smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Mel is the phantom for Amp Global in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody knows a place to put something in Texas, it's going to be Mel. So DM him and say, hey, I was on the 5-Star Show and they told me to reach out to you to help you find somebody.
So if you
that's
San Antonio works, go for it.
Go for Art. Yeah.
Audio by Art.
Yeah.
His name is Arturo.
You guys saw him in the video. He was the one smiling really big.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah.
Victor, what's up? I'll get back with you, I promise. It's just, the game was on last night, man. How y'all feel about 4 or 5 or 6 CT Sound subs and an Equinox?
4
or 5, 6.5 inch CT Sound subs. All right. Regardless of the brand, that's neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
I like even numbers. So if you're gonna do 4 or 6, but not 5. 5 is dumb. Mentally, it's just no. But no, why not, man? That'd kill it. I mean, we've heard 4, 6.5s. Yeah, and it's like some of those big beefy
4,
suckers.
6.5, 4, 8.
That's a 2 6.5 right there that Fernando's been rocking in his car for a long time. The only reason why it's out is because
I have a 10.
Oh, you have a 10 in there right now.
Yep,
you
I
have the
have a
uranium 10 that we can't shoot the video or we can't talk about yet.
But I have a 10. Yeah.
Where would you mount the amplifier on a Nissan Pathfinder 06? Probably under the seat, unless it's really big.
Most of the amplifiers go under the seat, unless it's like a motor or something that is
giant amplifier or whatnot. Remember, you have the side panels.
Uh-huh.
We'll make brackets for side panels or go behind the side panels. But there's always a place other than the box.
All right, guys, love the channel. What do you guys do about the OEM center channel on cars? How do you connect from a factory to an aftermarket amplifier? So
the first thing you have to figure out is, what is that center channel actually doing? Case in point, F-150 has a center channel. It's not a center channel. It's a speaker located in the center of the dash. There's no decoding going to it to actually make it a center channel. It is literally just sound coming out of a hole in the middle of the car. Removing it, it's gone. It doesn't do anything. If you're DSPing the car and it's properly aligned, it'll sound like the speaker's still there. It doesn't add anything to any one of the people in the vehicle. It's just sound coming out of the center of the dash. Toyota, kind of the same thing unless you're dealing with a JBL system, and that's easy enough. You just get an Amp Pro or a DSR1 or an AR product of some kind, and that does away with it. Now, if we're talking like a new GM that has Bose, then you're going to need a amplifier for that. So one of the biggest complaints I've said over the years is like, we have 5-channel amplifiers, we need 7-channel amplifiers. We need 3 channels across the front, 2 mid-bass. We need that type of 5-channel or that type of 7-channel amplifier. Right now, you're right, it really sucks. And one of the things when we talk to manufacturers is we go, hey, listen guys, every car being built right now has a speaker in the center of the dash. Whether it's doing anything or not, it's there, and people don't want to get rid of them. Where's your solution? And there aren't any good ones. A lot of the times you're just going to end up going with a small 2-channel amplifier, or like that was one of the reasons why we really liked the PXE 0850X now from Alpine, was it had that 25 watt amplifier built into it along with 12 channels of DSP, because I could just take, like in my car on the Camaro, I used one of those channels, I think I was using like channel 3 to power the center channel. And in this case, you know, it sounded good. But most cases, the center channels, see you later, bye, because it's actually not doing anything. Back to the Toyota. Toyota uses left and right, a dual voice coil speaker in the center of the dash. There again, it doesn't do anything, and most of the time it screws up the sound more than it helps. So it's got to go bye-bye. Unless you're dealing with a car that has premium audio of some kind, the center channel is just making crappy sound out of the center of the dash.
All right.
And that's just my thought on the matter.
Let's see. I want to install my T1000X5 AD in my non-amplifier 2021 4Runner. What do I need to connect the factory head unit to the amplifier?
You're going to need a high level to low level adapter. For that car, there's a couple, obviously if you want the best high level to low level adapter, there's two to choose from, the LC2i Pro or the Kicker Key Lock LOC.
The Key Lock.
Key Lock, Key LOC.
Key. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I always call it Kicker Key Lock. Anyways, one of those two high level to low level adapters will work fine.
But yeah.
That's all you need.
Christian Harris, thank you for the $4.99, man. I found.
Just got hit with a wave of yawnitude.
I found the wire harness for a 2013 and up Nissan Frontier. Would I need two of those harness to do a harness?
A T harness.
Yeah, and it will work.
So if you're trying to do a T harness, honestly, I'm pretty sure Metro might still make that, but if they don't, yeah. So if you're looking on the Metro site, they have the 70 harness and they have the 71 harness. You just have to look at the pin configuration. Most of the time, you need two 70s and one 71 just to finish off all the pinning of the 70 harness. The 71s, for some reason, typically come with all the wiring. So yeah, two of those and one 70, and you're rocking and rolling. And the 70 is just the precursor to what it is. If it's a 70, it's for plugging into the factory harness. If it's 71, it's for plugging into the back of the radio.
Now, so your car is a 2020 Frontier. I don't know if it's going to be the same. So,
I mean, it might be. You can always try.
Yeah.
Or just go to bed for the yawns. That would help too. I mean, just saying.
Dean.
Yes.
Hybrid.
Yep.
Key 204.
Yep.
400.1.
Yeah.
Battery only 30 amps. Can be used a Morel 2.5 and a Morel Maximus. Can I use the key as a front stage with separate 3 ways? If you so, how?
Excuse me. So you need a passive crossover between the tweeter and the mid-range. That's the only way you could do that. I mean, reality is the problem you're going to run into is that there's really no good way to do this. You'd want 2 keys. It's really what you'd want. You'd want 2 keys. And the idea we kind of had for having 2 keys is the first key would be to power the tweeter and the mid-range. Now on the Kicker amp, it doesn't cross over high enough, so you'd still need the capacitor on the 2.5-inch mid-range, because it doesn't go up high enough for that. You need it to be somewhere in that 300 range, and the highest I think the amp goes like 150 for the bottom of that mid-range. But you'd use the first key for those 2 speakers, let that do its action, and then the second key would be for the front doors and the rear doors. The problem you run into with this idea, because we've never actually been able to do it, is that you don't have a top for the mid-range and the bottom of the door. So it's really not the best way to do any of it. I mean, it's just kind of band-aids. But if you're trying to do what you're talking about, what would happen is if you put the 6.5 on channels 3 and 4 and the mid-range and tweeter on channels 1 and 2, you'd have to have capacitors on both. Well, you just have to have the capacitors on the tweeter. If they're mounted close together, like if the tweeter and the mid-range are mounted in basically the same area, you'd be okay. It would look at that mid-range and just tune to that, and the tweeter would just think it's all one speaker. So yeah, I guess that would work. If they're in the same general area and you have a tweeter in the mid-range, cap off the tweeter, channel 1 and 2 will listen for it. Yeah, that'd be fine. So just cap off the tweeter, 1 and 2 with the, yeah, all right, you're good. So to recap, now that my brain is thinking what we're doing, tweeter, mid-range, capacitor on tweeter, mid-range is going to run through its go El Natural. When the key looks at channel 1, it'll automatically cross it over as a mid-range, which will be fine because it plays all the way up, which will allow you to get those tweeter frequencies. The mid-range is going to have its natural roll-off point, so if you want to cross that tweeter over a little higher, wouldn't be a bad idea because that's where that mid-range is going to play up to. So you're not putting a top on that to pull it down. So really the only thing you need the tweeter for is the really super high frequencies. Typically those roll off somewhere in that 10,000 hertz range, so don't be afraid to put like a really high capacitor value on it to get that thing up nice and high. I'd probably look at maybe 2.2, something like that. See how it goes. All right.
All right. F1 status coming after Sony RSGS9.
No, I think the F1 status is going to pretty much kick everyone's ass as far as that goes. I don't even think that's a fair comparison. The other thing, too, that an interesting point that somebody brought up yesterday on the news channel, for those of you that are like, oh my God, $30,000, you have to understand one thing. The player that you're getting with it, the handheld, Alistair, whatever, that's a $4,000 player. You realize that, right?
No.
Okay.
So the other one is like, I don't know.
That's not the one. That's not the one you're getting. You're getting the $4,000 one, apparently.
Okay.
Because somebody brought that up to me, and they're like, it's this model. And
I see them.
$4,000.
It's like $2-3 grand.
No, this one's $4,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, right off the top, you get a $4,000 handheld media player. So that takes the price down to $2,600. I mean, my book, keep the player. I'll just pay you less money for the thing. But then if you don't get me wrong, you still have to add up all the things, and it's 2 amplifiers. So
thank
you. If you do the math, $30,000 isn't crazy.
No, it's not.
It's a smack in the face right in the get-go. But hey, when you walk in,
for the people, they like, no, I would not spend that money. Like I would. But
if you piece it out, it's still expensive. But I mean, like that, dude. That the DSP brain is like this big.
Where are you gonna put it?
I don't know. I'm not going to put it anywhere because
it comes like a suitcase, so you just hold it and just carry it.
Does it come with a butler?
Hey.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah, Maddie does put those in a lot of the cars. Yep, which is cool.
Oh, yes.
That's probably, I got to be honest with you, that's probably where they stole the idea from.
Which one?
Maddie. Because Maddie always puts those in cars. Every.
I think that's his, and he just.
Well, yeah, I think it's
and
his.
He has
that
the connection
demo
for
and takes
them,
a picture, but that's one of the selling things that he often talks about doing.
Why not?
But I'm pretty sure they probably stole the idea from him because he's like that's like his thing. It's always a shot of that, and he always talks about it in his videos.
Oh, of course. I mean, we're talking about like
thousands
of dollars.
They let me borrow one. I had to give it back though.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. Yeah, they let me borrow it with all the music on it, and Haley and I had a blast with it.
Yeah.
But I had to give it all back. So I wanted to keep it, but I was like, can't you give me that really good I've already touched it deal that everyone always asks me about?
Yeah.
If they're a separate enclosure, you can do different size subs, but we're wired together or same enclosure. All right, so really with the whole different size subwoofer things, it really just comes down to cancellation, okay? Avoiding cancellation. That's all you're trying to do. If you want to put an 8, a 10, a 12, a 15, and go crazy, all that, you're just trying to avoid cancellation between the two. Them creating opposing sound waves that will, knock each other out. That's why typically you see things with the same size subs or the difference between the subs is bigger. So like maybe 2 8s and 2 15s. to where they're not going to be trying to compete for the same notes. If you have a 10 and you have a 12 and you put them in the back of a car and you play them, I'm not saying they're not going to play. I always think of it as a finished system. Like, what do I want to do? Because we've had plenty of guys come up that have a box with a 10, a box with a 12, and a bucket with a 15 in the back. Not the bucket part, but they're just playing bass, and it's bass. I mean, there's no rule saying you can't do it. But if you're trying to do it for a finished system, you're just worried about the cancellation. So if you can get around that part of it, you can do whatever you want.
Right, real quick. Jonah Cruz, thank you for the $4.99, man. Can I come for a full system? I have a DS18 rear soundbar, 4/8, 6-inch front speakers for the 2020 Jeep Gladiator.
Nice.
I mean,
what are we trying to do?
You can come. You just gotta make an appointment. You gotta talk to Paul. He's gonna make the appointments and do all that stuff.
I looked at one of those last week.
Yeah.
Guy had that and a regular Wrangler.
Okay.
Had that DS18.
Yeah, just call Paul at the store and figure it out about the appointment.
The problem that he was having with his DS18 is that he had those tweets. First thing he says is, "Man, all I get is a shh," and I go, "Dude, you literally have 4 horn tweeters above your head."
Yeah.
Okay. There is no way you're building a system with horn tweeters that is not going to have floor noise. Like, it's impossible. You're not going to do it because they're so efficient. And they're so loud that they're just going to make noise. The other thing, too, is I can't hear any of my dash speakers.
Illusion Avalon, what's going on, man?
I was like, well, of course you can't hear dash speakers.
Exactly.
You have 4 horn tweeters this close to your head. So we came up with a plan to fix that, but it's still kind of funny. I was like, all right, that's neat.
Okay, so Science... There is no interface for my 2019 Chevy Trax LT with no Bose system. Which audio control? LC7i or LC6i will be better suited for 2 amplifier components, coaxials, and 3 sub setup.
Alright, so LC6i, LC7i. The only difference between the two is the LC7i has AccuBass to fix bass roll-off. Other than that, they are the same exact piece of equipment. If you're not doing any form of equalization, you may want to look at the LCQ1. The LCQ1 is an LC7i, but it has 6 bands of EQ for front, 6 bands of EQ for rear, and a 5-band subwoofer EQ. So you actually have equalization. To me, if you're not going to do some form of DSP and you want to have a little bit of fun, this is the LCQ1. It's like $100 more than an LC7i. I would go with this.
Yeah, but why you don't want to do some form of like...
I mean, a DM608 would be wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
so, okay,
but
can you do the key lock?
Not everybody wants to do... Yes, you could do a key lock on channel 1 and 2.
Yep.
And that would get you... So you're going to lose your fader, but who cares? You could do
a
key lock into anything you want.
And then from there, you grab a D4.800, you know?
Well, he already has batteries and stuff. So from there, he just needs some way to all right, so if you could do a key lock on channels 1 and 2 and go out of that into a matrix. So the key lock would be...
So we already have a system?
So, yeah, he's already got amps and stuff. You read that. So if he's already got the system, use a key lock on channel 1 and 2 to DEQ and bypass the all-pass filters. Okay, feed that into a matrix, which will get you front, rear, and sub. And then you won't have to worry about any degradation. The only problem is the door chime's going to come through all of the left side.
Yeah.
You know, which kind of suck, but, you know, it's not the
Car gift, what's up, buddy?
I have no idea who makes the best AGM batteries. I couldn't tell you.
No.
You know, I just...
What's the name of the Jeff Smith?
I have no idea. Those weren't AGMs. Those are... Does audio control do an epicenter for home stereo use? No. They used to. Some Crown amplifiers have octave shift.
I haven't used them before.
Yeah, no, they don't. I know, it kind of sucks. But it's just not a... I mean, I gotta be honest with you, unless you're listening to records or something like that, I really don't think you need it in the home environment. Because...
Home records?
Yeah, I mean, mine's like crazy. I can't even turn both subs on.
Yeah.
There we go. On Instagram 2 weeks ago, you mentioned a package system for a Tundra with the perfect fit focals. What amp do you use for that? It probably was the, if we were replacing the radio, it would have been the Kenwood Exelon 901.5. If we were keeping the factory radio, which I don't think we ever would in a Toyota, we're always putting new radio. It'd be the Kenwood Exelon 902.5 or 901.5, because that's kind of like, I don't know why, that just seems like the perfect priced amplifier right now. We've done a bunch of them in that car, so, and that's what I'm, because I think we built, yeah, because that's the one I built the amp rack for. Yeah, so, yep, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be quiet now.
No,
Not a
talking,
chance.
Keep talking. Please.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's see what we got here. Finally got on the live show. I know, right? That's so funny. So you don't read text we send in? Okay. I don't read every text you send in. No, I don't. For my personal sanity, I can't, because it gets to be too much.
No.
I try to. Listen. I do as much as I can with the time that I have, but there's not a lot of time. Is JVC an inferior brand in comparison to Kenwood? So the two companies went together to become like a buying group and share technologies many years ago. The reality is they both operate on two different softwares, meaning when you're looking at Kenwood and you're looking at JVC, now when I say Kenwood, I mean Kenwood, not the other parts of Kenwood, so not Exelon. So if you're looking at just plain Kenwood and you're looking at plain JVC, they're very similar in power, very similar in form factor. They use the same power plugs. They have very similar features. Some of the back-end menus are the same. So I mean, it's the same company. Where they take a total shift and JVC has nothing to compare it to is Exelon is a much bigger brand in the fact that they have XR, which is the super high end, and they have Exelon. JVC has nothing in those categories because they're just not to that point to where they can, like, who's going to buy that stuff? So if you're comparing like for like, they're almost identical, with minus the operating system, and obviously the heat sinks are going to be different. Don't ever say that to one of them though, because they might not like you to say that, because it's like there are two different departments.
All right, so for the guy that says that you don't read the text, let me find it. It's right here.
Is there more to it?
I have one. His question is: I have 112 P3 Rockford on a 5-channel amplifier. It's a Rockville. Is that a good amplifier?
The amplifier is a Rockville?
It's a Rockville. Yeah.
Okay, so I have no idea. I have never put a Rockville in anything. It's kind of out of my wheelhouse. So it wasn't like I was trying. I didn't see the question because all these questions are popping up here on the side of the TV. Yeah. So I don't miss anything. But I don't know anything about Rockville. I've never even installed a Rockville. So I'm not going to give you disinformation or say it's poo-poo or anything like that because I've never owned one. We've never put one in for a customer.
Nothing.
So, I mean, I guess the answer I would have for that is, I don't know. Might be. But regardless of that, let's look at it like this, though. Let's kind of take it full circle when it comes to buying product. You have a budget. Everyone has a budget, okay, right? In car audio, the phrase "you get what you pay for" is 100% true. You get what you pay for. But there again, when you have a budget, you're trying to get the best that you can pay for to get the best result you can. Regardless of whose name is on the amplifier, doesn't matter. When you put it in your car, if it turns on and it sounds good to you and it doesn't do anything that you don't want it to, then it's the best amplifier you're going to have because it's doing everything you want it to. I don't care whose name's on the amplifier. If you put something in your car and it works the way it's supposed to and it makes you happy, then it's the best amplifier. And you should be happy with it and just enjoy it and roll it and rock it. A lot of people get caught up in brand names and stuff like that, and we're guilty of it just like everyone else. It's not like we're immune to it. There's certain things I like and certain things I don't like, and it's just personal preference and whatnot. But I mean, trust me, we've installed plenty of brands that like aren't prestigious, as it were. So no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it works and it sounds good. Be happy, love it.
Yeah.
You know, in the back of your head, if you're going, one day I'm going to get this, great. One day get that. If the back of your head going, nope, I'm good, then you're good. Don't worry about it. But that's it. Don't worry about what I think of it. If you're happy, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And that's my take on that.
Right.
Since Sony's 9005 was built in DSP, do you still think a separate DSP should be used? Well, funny you should ask.
Yeah.
This has been a question I don't know about you, but I've been kind of racking my brain with.
Okay.
Only because of what we currently know. So we have to go with what we currently have available as far as the knowledge that's public and all that fun stuff. This is what we know for sure. So if I buy that radio, a lot of the times the DSPs that we do are 5 channels. So like any 5 channel deal. Q Class 1005 was our popular one. Now obviously the D5 1300 from Audio Control is a popular one. And any other 5 channel amplifier we've done. So if active is not a thing that I'm worried about, I'm going to go passive.
Yeah.
Then I think the answer to the question is, as long as it has the crossover points that I need, I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. But there again, the real kind of like twist on it is, one, it's a limited EQ, but there again, it's enough bands. So it might work fine, because I didn't get deep into how far I can move left and right. Like, just because it has parametric EQ doesn't mean it has enough left and right for me. A good parametric EQ, I can pick any frequency I want, adjust my width to any width I want, and adjust my height. If it has all of that, then great. If it's limited in any way, then there again, I've limited myself and my movement and what I could possibly get out of it. Most of the time, radio EQ DSPs are limited and you get a good sound, but it's not what you can get out of a full-bred DSP. So I think with discrete equalization for all channels is a big step in the right direction, and I think for a lot of applications it's going to be enough. But I don't think it's going to be the end-all be-all, like this is going to kick the crap out of any DSP at all. I think it's just going to be like, I have this radio, I have a 5-channel amp, am I going to be happy? Yeah, I think most people will be.
David, thank you for the 10, man.
Thanks, Fang of Truth.
Fang Truth, he said, Kicker CS 6.5, right? In the door. And KS 3.5 in the dash. Any problems with the difference in Twitter?
It's just going to be loud. No, it's just going to be loud.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking for brightness. It's just going to have a lot. I mean, it's just going to make sound. I mean, if that's what you're going for, you're going to be okay. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Can
you do a finished setup on the tune with the DMA-10? I think we have a setup process.
I think I want the whole walk you through everything that we did.
We have some videos on.
I don't think I've ever sat there and walked through the whole thing.
Really?
Like, yeah, I don't think so, because it's boring, and it's like hours, you know, and it's gonna have to be a time lapse, and it's like, maybe. I mean, I'm never gonna say no, you know. I mean, there's always that video that we go, yeah, we're gonna do this. We haven't done this before, so never say never. But yeah.
Are those $400 Dyne Audio? That's a ton.
Good for the money. Maybe. I don't think I've ever heard those.
No.
I did hear the $25,000 set of home audio Dyne Audio speakers. Those were impressive, but I still have a hard time spending $25,000 on a set of speakers. You know, it's like, how much?
Yeah, why not?
25, huh? You take 10.
5. Come on, 5. 3.
Sold. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The illusion. Yep. And the okay.
All right. 2019 Toyota Highlander XLE.
Thank
you guys
Jason, by
do
the way.
tons of Tundras.
Yes.
But not much Highlanders. Front, it's weird and parallel. Where do I find pins, wire, colors for my car?
you have to do it the hard way, like we show you in the videos where we, go through and we test, polarity test everything. The thing is with Toyota, all right, prime example of a Toyota, JBL system versus non-JBL system.
Yeah.
Same car, colors, totally different.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't even pay attention to the colors in the Toyota anymore because they don't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing. Most of the time, I'm grabbing one of the iData, the TO2, the TO3, or the TO1. Do they have a TO1?
No.
No, it's just the TO2 or TO3
Mm-hmm.
harnessed at the factory little crappy amplifier if it's non-JBL. I'm just grabbing all the wiring there, and I just need the plugs, and I'm just testing everything. So, because I don't trust, there's no one wire color code that seems to match. And then the manufacturers don't seem to care either. So, I just need an adapter and my tools, and I just figure it out. That's all there is to it. It's unfortunate, but I know that's not the answer you want to hear. But
That
that's
is a decent
how we do
used
it.
car for $25K.
What's that?
Somebody say
Oh,
25.
can I? Oh, it says, can I hire an orchestra to follow me around?
For 25K, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
You buy a nice used Avalon. There you go.
yeah.
But yeah, as far as we don't do a lot. Highlanders aren't popular here, which is weird.
It's
It's
weird,
just,
yeah.
It just goes straight to the Forerunner. Butch, they had she had a Highlander.
Really?
But yeah, but I don't know if she still has it or not. But yeah, we just don't
All
get
right.
a lot of Highlanders.
I have a 2017 Honda Civic with a factory amplifier and premium sound system. I tried to install a subwoofer with the LP72 Pro and could not get to 2 volts on the Rockford output. Okay. I used the factory sub wires to the LP72. Rockford output.
Are we trying to get which one are we reading?
Right here, this one.
All right, hold on.
All right, I have a 2017 Honda Civic with the factory amplifier, factory
And
system.
premium sound system.
I tried to install a subwoofer with the LP72.
LP72. Okay, so I got. All right,
It's
I know.
LP72 Pro or the
No.
LC2i Pro?
Well, an LP72 is not the audio control.
Right.
That is the pack piece.
Could not get 2
And you never
volts.
will.
No.
Because the pack piece is passive. All right, so let's talk about high-low to low-low adapters really quick, and this might answer your question. There's a couple different types of high-low to low-low. There's active and passive, just like there is for speakers, and they do different things. An audio control or a DSP or a kicker key lock or something like that is an active, meaning there's a physical power ground and remote in. Now follow me, let me get through this before you're like, wait. Okay. And what it does is it uses circuitry, components inside a processor, to reduce the voltage from the source input. So it takes in that source input, reduces it down electronically, make sure that it doesn't discolor it. In the case of like a key or an LC2i Pro from audio control that has the Acubase and whatnot, it's using a DSP of sorts to fix that sound, and then gives you the output voltage that you can then adjust. The pack high-low to low-low adapters, Stinger, Metra, stuff like that, that is a passive high-low to low-low adapter. Inside of it is a bunch of resistors, or transformers and resistors, and what it's doing is it is a fixed amount, meaning there is a gain control pot on there, but it's passive. It's just a level control for what is happening. So if you feed in, meaning it can only be from here to here, and it can't boost because it doesn't have power to boost it. Now on those, they do have a power ground and remote, but that power ground are inputs for the signal sense turn on, and that blue is an output to turn on your amplifier. So it's not a powered high-low to low-low adapter, it's passive. it'll still work whether you hook up power and ground to it. It doesn't need that. Whereas those other devices are devices that they don't function unless you give them power and ground. Now with with the pack piece, it will not ever give you 4 volts of output. Not in a million years. You'll never get it out of it unless you put like 20 volts of input into it.
Yeah.
And if you put 20 volts into it, it'll just burst into flames because it only handles 10 volts of input. So what's happening is you have to look at how much signal is coming from your factory subwoofer. My guess is probably 6 or 7 volts. And then you're putting that line level adapter on it, which is pulling it down 5 volts. And that's why you're getting a 2 volt output, even with the gains turned all the way up. When we used to put those in, the gains never moved. They were always all the way up because it's a fixed amount of sound decreased. Now, if you're using like the audio control stuff or whatnot, well, then you have a line driver built into them, and then you can boost the signal back up. It's not going to hurt anything running it that way, meaning like you're never going to get 4 volts, and the way it reads on the package is kind of a mistruth. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't. They don't really explain that. Oh, it'll do up to 4 volts of output. It's like, okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi, yes, Darth Vader murdered and betrayed Anakin Skywalker and killed him from a certain point of view. It's kind of like the whole 4 volt thing on that, but all right, so that's that. But yes, so you're just going to turn your gain up on your amplifier.
Yep.
Not the end of the world, but the other thing you might want to check too is if you have an amplifier that has a high level to low level already built into it, mm-hmm. they're all going to take 10 volts of input. Screw the L, just get rid of it. You don't need it. You could just go right into the amplifier's high level section and call it a day. And you'll be doing the exact same thing. Something to think about. Because most amplifiers now come with the ability to detect DC offset, mm-hmm. and they come with the ability to turn amplifiers on and off. Now, if they don't come with DC offset, here's the cool thing about an LP7 too, is you can actually use it as a DC offset detector. So if you give it its constant 12 volts, its ground, that blue remote turn on, and you tap it into any speaker in the car, it'll see the signal sense from the 6 volts of DC offset, and you can use it to turn on the amplifier. Then you don't use it for signal, you just use it to create a remote turn on, and then you feed the actual signal into the amplifier's high level to low level adapter.
All right. For the Toyota
that made
Highlander.
Any sense? Yes.
No. For the Toyota Highlander 2019, he said it's not a JBL.
Okay.
All right. So now,
okay.
At what point do I need capacitor versus the battery? And at what point do I need to run new speaker wires? Married, 3 kids. The Uber male edge trying to kill myself. I'm GM 8604 and Rock 4R 500.1. See,
you don't need a battery or capacitors.
Just make sure your current battery that you have is
it's within
good.
The last year or year and a half, and you'll be fine.
With that system, you don't need it, and you don't have to run wires. Use the existing wires; they are in the factory. That's it. So
if that Toyota does that weird system where they give you the outboard amplifier, even though it's not a JBL. It's an outboard amped system. If it has that, all your speaker wire is right there. That's all you need. You're gonna get everything is there. If it doesn't have that, then obviously it's behind the radio. You can grab all the wiring there, but you don't have to run new wires. Everything is done. You have a very normal system that you just hook it up and go.
Did we ever going to dyno the 8.9?
What is the 8.9? The Audison? Yeah, maybe. I mean, never say never.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to, because I'd like to see what kind of power I'm getting out of it. Right now, we can't, though, because I don't have enough load resistors.
No.
I would have to get another load resistor bank, which I'm fine with.
All right. Well, the Kenwood 901.5 run 2P3 shallow 10s.
No. No. It'll run 1. It won't run 2. Typically, if I was going to do that, no. I wouldn't do that. What I would do, if I was into the Kenwood like that, mm-hmm. I would go with the 1001 that they make, mm-hmm. and I'd do that amp right there. I'd do the PXR 660 SP amplifier. That would make more sense because either A, I could bridge it, or B, I could go full active front, rear, and then it has 2 sets of outputs. One of them could go to the amplifier, but that 500 is, I mean, obviously it's a bigger situation, but I don't. Yeah, that's not enough power. to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
that it? That's
remember,
the show?
guys, we're not gonna have Monday.
All right. Well, we'll go over it all. We'll go
Yeah.
over everything real quick just to get you guys up to date as far as what is happening. Let me go here and deselect this so that we can. All right. So real quick. Here's what's going to happen over the next couple weeks because we got vacation coming up, and of course we have this holiday today, tomorrow, the 4th of July, the 5th of July, which is a Monday. We won't be having a show because it's the 5th of July and we don't have to work. Hell yes, awesome. You guys be safe, don't blow your fingers off. Next week, after that, we will be on vacation, so there won't be a Monday show until the 19th.
Yeah.
So we'll be back on Monday on the 19th. As far as Saturday shows go, we'll be back on the 24th. So this will be the last Saturday show. So the 10th, there'll be no Saturday show. The 17th, there'll be no Saturday show. We'll be back on the 24th for the Saturday show. So basically what we're looking at is the week of the 19th. We'll be back in full effect. I apologize. There will be videos up for you guys to watch. We're going to pre-do a whole bunch of stuff so you guys will have stuff the week. And then, you know, we'll get back to normal after that. But that's it. That's how this is going to roll. So, yeah, this is tough. This is like the last show, man. This is kind of thing. I really wanted to, like, do something special, but we didn't even realize this was going to happen this fast. But for those of you that are like, dang, man, you know, how do I wear cool 5-star swag? Easy enough. Go to dnfswag.com, and you can find all the cool stuff, all the cool clothes and whatnot that, you know, good stuff. And then if you want to find cool tools that we use, DNF Tool Drawer is a place to be. I'm also going to go in and add in that information for dash kits and stuff like that on a page. Just give me some time because I got to figure out how to do that. Because it's not like I got an IT guy. I actually have to do all this stuff. But that's it, guys. Thanks so much for playing along with us and just being cool and be safe. What is Jason saying there? Is that the Highlander?
No,
we got that one?
No, we got that one.
Okay.
The last one, that will be him.
Hey, Dean and Fernando. So audio control LC6i without the AccuBase paired to a Dayton audio DSP with Bluetooth to run 2 amp components, coax, subs. That would be a good combination. Yes, that would be the combination you'd want for what you've just explained. Correct. Because the high level to low level in the Dayton is utterly pointless. So, yeah, do that for sure. You'll be all set and ready to go. And with that, guys, it's the 4th of July. Tomorrow, just don't do stupid stuff, and everyone will be fine. And then we'll see you back in a couple weeks when everything starts over again. I'm sure we'll have plenty of stories to tell. It'll be fun. Yes. We can't wait. We're super excited to just have some time off. To get out of this just ridiculousness that it is. And, yeah, I mean, it'll be wonderful. So, vacation videos, they'll be on The Boring Life of Dean and Haley, of course.
That's right.
That's where we keep that stuff. And with that, guys.
See you guys.
Fade to black.
Bye.